Hey kids, we're back. Can you hear me? I think you can. Okay. Huh. You're watching Guitar Quackery Live, which means it's a live stream, which means we're streaming. We are, or I am. And I am about to send a text message to the customer, so the customer can watch and enjoy. There it is. Going out. On the bench today is this old guitar. Has been on this bench before. It's the Epiphone solid body nylon string guitar. So I made a new bridge. Today I'm going to make a new saddle. And I also want to fix this thing. This is annoying. It's really bad how they made this. Let me show you. This cup. So yeah, so it's loose because this thing has a lip. So this diameter on the inside is smaller than the entrance diameter, right? So what is going to hold this cup, plastic cup, right? Nothing. So they put these shims like this, and you know, that's really lame. I have more of these shims that just fell off. See, two of them. And what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know. Let's deal with this first. What I'm going to attempt to do, if it works, is I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the bottom. So let's take some measurements here first. So see what we're dealing with. Yeah. Here we have this caliper. 0. Let's do metric, okay? Let's take a measurement of this. It says 31.5 millimeters, more or less. Same thing here. Okay. And now we want to take a measurement of this. And that's 29.53. So we want to know what the difference is. So now that I measured this, I just zero out. You see it's blinking. That's because my battery is running low. And now I measure this, and the difference is 2.69 millimeters. Okay? So let's measure this. Thickness, 0. 1.34. Okay, so two layers is going to make it like 2.60 something. 68, I guess. So yeah, let's just do that. I am simply going to, what should I do? I guess I'll save this strip for another project. Okay, let's save this and just put 2 layers like this. Okay, 1 layer. You know what? I want to see if I can just bend the bottom of this and it sticks to it, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's the best solution, but now I got to peel off the backing. There. Let's see what happens. Doesn't cost me anything to try. I think that's better than having it too thick and then having it rattle. So, done. Oh man, except I didn't align this hole with the truss rod thing. You see? I'm rushing. I can't believe it. Okay, can I access the truss rod? I was looking at this E, kind of aligning it, and I forgot about this thing. Well, we're just gonna have to live with this. Okay, so it's not 100% aligned, but I can access the truss rod. It's fine. Okay. Stop being a perfectionist. I need to keep telling myself this. Stop being a perfectionist. All right. Good morning, Professor. I have 2 people watching currently. I know one of them is a rubbish guitar bloke. And there's one like. Must be from one of them. All right. So, I hope this will not be a super long live stream. This is a bone saddle. Let me put this away. So yeah, so small oversight, but it works. I just woke up from a nap, okay, because I got work to do. I can't go home yet. Here we have this saddle here, the blank bone. So we are going to cut it. First, I'll fit it like this. And I'm going to cut it to this length. Where's my thing? Here. How about this? Right here. Okay? I'm going to cut it to this length. I'm going to use a jeweler's saw, which I have right here, somewhere. I always forget. Here it is. All right, that's a jeweler's saw. And I'm going to clamp it in a small vise, and I'm going to then clamp the small vise in a big vise, just to keep everything steady. Right? So there's the small vise, and the big vise is right here. Here it is. Big vise and small vise. Okay. This takes a minute. I wish this was smoother. Okay, and which way should I put it? This way. maybe like this, like this. Okay, can I do this? Yes. All right, so where's my thing? Here it is. Okay, so the big vise is just a paperweight. And now, let me show you how I'm going to get it started. So it would be good to have a miter box for this, which I do have, just not here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use a little trick here. This is almost good. How about this? All right. Okay, watch me do it. So you see what this is? I'm simply going to use it against this edge and then use this surface. I lean the saw against it like that. And as soon as I have a cut, I can, just continue like this. So I'm going to have to make 2 cuts on this. One cross cut, the cut I'm making now. Okay. So you got to be careful with bone, because bone can snap and then you end up with a rough edge. So I just knocked the camera. Okay. So now it shows on the other side. And here I'm going to do the same thing. On the back or the front, whatever. Whichever way I turn it later. For now, there's no front and back. And now, as this remaining fragment inside is getting thinner, I need to control my pressure. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want it to break off. Which is another reason why, one of the reasons why I want to use a heavy vise so that it's not shaking too much. Because if you just use this vise, it's going to be sliding all over the place. And you will cause a bone fracture. Actually, this is bone, right? So now I use my finger here on the side. Again, just to control to guide the blade, to control the cut. And you see how I'm moving the blade, I'm forming a, I don't know, teardrop shape thing inside, football shape. or a rugby ball. Slowing down. To be honest, I should have cut it a little bit longer. Now I cut it right on the line. But I don't have my disc sander here, so I just want to cut it close. But, you know, the better practice would be to cut it a bit longer and then to just finish it on the disc sander. But I don't have a disc sander here in this location, so I just want to finish like this. Oh, there you go. And yeah, so small fracture, which we can examine closely because we can. Let's see if it's good enough. I think so. So here, let's zoom in. Yeah. So we're left with this. So it is a little bit longer than we need, the whole piece. See where the mark was, right? The mark from the pencil. So we're still going to sand it off. Now, let's determine which side is going to be the bass side or the treble side. Well, we determine one of the sides. The other side becomes automatically what it is. So this is where I cut it. I could go this way or I could go this way. It doesn't really matter because it's a clean cut. So let me put it this way. So it's a little bit longer. Let's just sand it down to the correct length first before we do anything else, just to make sure that it's seated properly, because here, the way I had to make this bridge, I ended up with this recessed area here, you can see. Okay, so that's the recessed area here. That's slot. So it's on both sides, right? On this side you can see it clearly. It's also on this side. I want to make sure that that I can push it all the way to the bottom, that it's not riding on top of the side of the bridge. Now, another thing we need to do is we need to drill a hole for the transducer, right? And then measure the height with the transducer under the saddle. Okay, that's what's gonna have to happen. Okay. This isn't a complicated procedure. We need to do this. We could hold it against some kind of a block like this also, but I can hold it steady, I can hold it straight. So, and even if it is a little bit curved, it'll actually be not only just fine, but it'll be even better than being completely flat. I kind of like the idea of this being a little bit curved on the sides. So I am making sure that the length is exactly matching both sides of the bridge. So it's still a little bit longer. Let me mark off one of the sides. I'm going to mark off this side as, you know, with an X. That's the bottom of the base side. So I always put it in the same way then. There's still a little step, no problem. Maybe one more pass and we're done with that. So this is a solid body electric nylon string guitar. It's not an acoustic guitar. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, so now it's seated all the way down, but like I said, we actually need to, well, let me show you a close-up, I guess. Here it is. So we need to first drill a hole here through the bridge and through the body. I think I put a little modeling clay there, if I remember correctly, and then we need to fish out the transducer, the onto saddle pickup, and then measure the height. Okay, so not just yet. Let's put this away and let's do the drilling. We are definitely approaching completion. I am going to put this away because we'll use it again. So let's put it right here. And I believe the hole size will be 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, I have a drill bit right here. So this is a 1/8 of an inch drill bit, is it? So it fits right here inside. You see that? Okay. So I'm just going to drill. So now the transducer will come at an angle a little bit. So I'm going to drill at an angle like this. Let's do it. And we might need to enlarge that hole a little bit lengthwise so that it ends up like an elliptical hole. I'm not sure. We'll soon find out. It's a cheap drill bit. You see, when I spin it, it wobbles, but it's going to be fine for this purpose because I'm not using it in a drill press. So let's go down first, and now at an angle. I'm hitting an air pocket, I think. That's it. Okay. So I hit the air pocket, and okay, I think we might need to do some adjustments. Maybe with a drill bit, maybe with a file, maybe with both. I don't know. We'll see. This camera's in the way. Let's dust it off. Yeah, I don't think this hole is going to be big enough. It definitely needs to be more angled, I think. So last time, I was able to fish it through somehow. I forgot how I did it. Okay, I just received a text message, and right now I can't deal with it. Oh, come on. Here. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of wires here. Oh, this is the transducer. This is a mess. I'm not sure if this has been fixed before. And we got these same kind of shims here. Pretty lame. What did I mark off here? Oh, I remember. So there's a green tape here that lets me know when I should be seeing this thing here. Okay. So was this, is this the right diameter? See, I thought it was going to be a different transducer. I should have checked. Let me see. But that's the exact position for the hole that I need for this one. Okay, let me see. Does it fit through? Not really. So we need to enlarge the hole a little bit. And this is where my set of fractional drill bits comes into play. I keep saying this is a very useful thing to have in any shop. Those are fractional drill bits. Now I can find the exact diameter that I need to be able to pass this thing through. Okay, so this seems to be slightly bigger in diameter than the hole that I just drilled. Okay, so it's not passing through. It was also tight before. You can see how it was damaged. Okay, well, I didn't design it. I'm just trying to work with what I got. So for first thing, I guess I will take a measurement of this thing. So here, on and this time not in metric because my drill bits are in inches. So let's take a measurement of this loosely. Well, it says 0.125 more or less, which is 1/8 of an inch. Okay, let's see what I got. 0.120 and 128. So I got these two drill bits. Let's see if this one's passing, the 120. I can just slowly enlarge this hole. so it's removing a little bit of material. Let's see. It's a bit tight. I mean, I think it would pass, but I think this is a slightly larger drill bit, so and you see how I'm straightening it? So I'm removing material from the sides. Again, just to open up this hole a little bit. I don't have a jigged up assembly line for these things, okay? So I'm just trying to do my best. And we want to go in that direction. So hopefully it goes in that direction. Now in the meantime, I need to put these two away. So that's the big one, that's the smaller one. You gotta remember that. So they go in the right places. I think the smaller one is shorter anyway. Slightly. Okay. Alright, that's the fractional drill bit set, which I need to add to the description. Put a link. Amazon affiliate link. That does something for me if you buy through it. Okay, I'm just wiggling so that it finds its way through that channel, slot, whatever. So when I reach this tape, I know I should be able to pull it from the back. Of course, unless the whole cable kind of got tangled up inside. Let's see. Do I see it? I don't see it. So let's go past this green tape. Or maybe I should just shake it. It worked last time when it didn't count. Okay, I'm past that green tape. I should be seeing it here. No, no sign of it. Okay, so I think I know what happened, right? So this is pretty much a straight channel. It probably got tangled up on the inside. So need to pull it out and do it again. See, the wire's bent, so maybe that's why. I'm not sure if they might have some kind of a jig at the factory, like a snake to pull it through. Let's see. I think it's here. Is it here? Yep. See, I'm pulling it. Okay. So that's done. Now, here is the plug, and I just put the transducer here, just like that. I don't want to pull it hard, right? I want to just place it, put it into place like this, gently. That's it. This goes on top, like that. Okay. It's nice and firm. Is this a better fit? See, now I'm going to try in all directions. I really don't think it makes a difference. So I'm just going to stick with this. It's quite a thick transducer. I don't like that. I wish it was thinner. Again, I didn't design these things. I just work with what I got. Okay. Obviously, it's an unusual guitar. So maybe they didn't do enough of R&D on this before building a guitar. All right. So now I am going to mark off the height of the saddle and then cut it, reshape it, and hopefully that'll be that, then restring it. I don't want to do a lot of setting up on this. Let me just check the relief. If there's a relief now, or if there's a back bow. I can feel a little bit of relief, minuscule. So maybe the truss rod is just right, and then when we put strings to tension, it'll just add a little bit more relief to it. I wish we had a different transducer here, like a really thin one. This isn't like fabulous. Let me think before I do anything. I really don't like these thick transducer. How thick is this? Go back 2 millimeters. 2.09 millimeters. Unbelievable. And what's the width of it? 2.27, 2.3 millimeters. And in inches, 3/32 it says. This really isn't fabulous. I didn't want to cut the saddle slot too deep because the first reason why this whole bridge had to be redone was because the whole front snapped off. So if I cut it too deep, like another 2 millimeter deeper, you know, again, I'm weakening this whole point, and the saddle wants to snap it off in this direction. So how much of a depth do we have? I didn't draw a line. I ran out of the lead, pencil lead. Do I have more inside? Let's see. Is there another lead inside or not? Oh yeah, a few. Okay. I don't like it. About 3 sorry, about 3 millimeters. So you know my dilemma, right? What happened to this bridge was a similar, well, actually the exact same damage that happened to this bridge. All right, this is a sample. So this whole front snapped off, right? Because when you put the saddle inside, the strings are pushing the saddle in this direction. If you don't have enough material, like you see how very little material was left at the bottom here, and then just a little bit on the sides. Now this is a different bridge. I did not do the sweeps on the sides, okay? So there's more material on the side, but I wanted to have enough material left at the bottom to hold this whole front so that when you put the saddle inside, again, the strings are going to push in this direction so that it doesn't snap off this whole part again. This is exactly how this was when the customer brought the guitar in. So what do I do now? The best thing to do would be to put a micro thin saddle inside, like Shadow Electronics makes this really thin transducer. It's called Nanoflex. That's right, Nanoflex. Now the problem is the Nanoflex transducer works with the Shadow preamplifier, Shadow brand. If you plug in another type of any other piezoelectric transducer into the Shadow Shadow Electronics is the brand. Shadow box, which is the preamplifier, it doesn't work. Now, I'm not sure if the Shadow transducer would work with this preamplifier. I have no idea. But, you know, the thing is that we need to finish this job also. So, once again, the strings are going to be pushing this saddle in this direction, and the saddle is going to be pushing this part of the bridge in this direction, right? In this direction. So we are going to maybe do like a low action. Okay, and I think that this is also the type of guitar that, you know, you would set up with lower action, because you don't have the acoustics to amplify the string buzz. So maybe we do like flamenco action. Let me see what kind of action we can get. I mean, I can only do kind of like estimates. So I have this red string. And I am going to do this. String it through here. Maybe I can string it through this. Yeah, okay. Through this. And also through the other tuner. Okay, like that. Okay, so I'll use this just to take some measurements. Okay, it goes through the string slots, through the two high E and low E string slots. And now I just want to pull both strings in this direction and kind of measure the action, I guess. So what are we doing here? Let me just measure the fret height first in inches this time on the 12th fret. Okay, 34 1/1000 of an inch. I'm getting a completely different measurement here. 30. Was this 34? Yeah. Okay. 34, whatever, 31/1000 of an inch. So this is what? 120. So I need to put something a little bit taller than this here for the action. What do I have? I just shim it with something. And now let me measure the height from the fret. 100 1/1000ths. So this would be good for here. Yeah. So for here it's good. Except that this is bending. So this can throw off my measurement. Let's see. Okay, I'll push it down, and I'm holding this like that. maybe wrap it around my finger. And now I align it with that height. And I can mark a spot on the saddle. Okay, I got it, I think. Now how do I do this? Okay, let me mark it off. And now I'm simply going to double check. Yeah, that's about right, okay? And now I need to do the same thing on the other side. What's this height? Well, actually, this is a little too tall for what I'm aiming for the other side. Okay, so this will work. And then I'll just cut it a little bit lower. So, if I do it this way, connect these two lines. All right, so it's slightly slanted. So this all adds up. And now let me see. This is how tall the saddle is going to be if we go forward with this. You can see, all right? So how much of a push will the strings produce? Well, it's hard to tell, right? So maybe let me put this string inside the hole, through the hole. So this is stiff. I cannot put it through that hole. What can I do? Just going to estimate it like this. So this is going to be the break angle of the string. Pretty steep. All right. I think I'll just cut it. It's kind of like against my best judgment to route it any deeper because of what happened with the other bridge. Although I did select a better wood grain direction for this bridge that I made. I think at some point in the future, it would be good to upgrade with a better pickup. So this guitar's been here for a long time, and the customer wants it back. We just do it this way. Right. How are we going to cut it? Good question. I'm thinking. I don't have all the answers yet. Once again, I need some kind of guide. It's at an angle also. I might have an old saddle that's cut straight at an angle that's really thin that I might be able to use. Let's see. Not this one. Not quite this one. So yeah, friends, you are watching a live stream, and I'm just working. I just do what I need to do to make it happen in real time. Not the same as watching produced content and edited. So this might work well enough. Give me a moment. I got a few ideas buzzing through my mind. Okay, I think this will work. It is slanted, but very slightly. So I think what I want to do is this. Okay, there's my phone. So we have this situation, right? You see the line, right? So if I align this stirring stick with the line, I have this gap behind. It's not going to be possible to hold it like this steady. So if I put a string here behind, it gets me there in ballpark. So now I might be able to do this. Now this is a little too deep, So let's go up a little bit. All right. And now let's just put a tape here to hold it. Just a tape. This tape. It would be better if this was a little bit tilted. So I wonder if I can add something here. I don't know, maybe something like this. I just lost that piece. I don't know. Or put a little bit of tape here or something. Paper. Again, I don't know. I'm just trying to find a solution. I think I know. Instead of shimming this to push this in this direction, I can add something here, something very thin, like this. So now the string is pushing against the pick. And let's do this. It only kind of works, not really. The pick is too thick. So I need another solution. Or maybe I can just use a thicker string. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll use a thicker string, like this one. And then I will just oversize it a little bit and sand it down. All right. Is this right? I hope so. So I'll use the back of this jeweler's saw to make a scratch. And we'll cut right through it. So now I already have a groove that guides my saw. All right. Now I can continue like this. So this is, there's no radius on the fretboard. It's going to be a straight saddle, flat. I am going to recommend to the customer. So one solution could have been to route the slot deeper, but like I explained, that's why the old bridge broke. So that's the design flaw. They're using this really thick transducer. I don't know, those are badly designed to begin with. That kind of works on a different bridge, on this type of bridge. Right, so if we have this type of bridge, I mean, this is a broken bridge, whatever, it's broken here, but yeah, so the thick transducer works here because that's not a bridge with an open on both sides, whatchamacallit, slot, right? It doesn't cut through. This one has a lot of material here and here, right? But the other bridge, this one here, is open on both sides. So here it is, right? That's not the same as this. So again, in my opinion, it's just a design flaw. The proper way to build this guitar is to use a very thin under bridge pickup, under saddle pickup. And the one that's the thinnest one that I know of is the Nanoflex. So something to be researched. Of course, if we convert it to the Nanoflex later, we'll need a new saddle. But now this guitar needs to go home, and we'll do it this way. If there's any kind of issue in the future, we'll deal with it. I've cut many saddles like this. Every time I need to figure out how to jig up the little whole thing to guide the blade. Usually I oversize it a bit. It's not a problem, but this one I want to finish tonight without having to take the saddle to Brooklyn. I was actually thinking of bringing the disc sander here so that I can just do it using the disc sander. But to be honest, I forgot to bring it. This is a really small shop. I don't want to have any kind of belt sander, disc sander type of equipment here. So when I am done with the renovation at the, I call it the Guitar Quackery Lab, fabrication shop, the Quackery Lab. Then all the type of work like this, I will do it from the other location, because I need to have the guitar and the power tools in the same place. This doesn't really work like this. You see, this is going smoothly. I need to remember to put a link to this jeweler's saw in the description after the live stream. But I use it exclusively to cut through bone. Works really well. It also cuts through brass really well. Does it heat up? Yep, a little bit. I think this narrates itself. I don't know what to tell you about this. I'm cutting. Okay, maybe I can talk about this. So you see how I'm cutting through, right? So it'll eventually meet this point, right? This is why I'm moving it in this direction, and then I will finish it like this, maybe. That's what I usually do. So you got to find the right angle for the saw to be able to use the groove as a guide and also cut through the bone. And I'm kind of balancing. You see that I'm changing the angle. I'm not sure if it's cutting a straight line, but we're going to sand it anyway on the sanding block. So I am starting to hit this edge. You can see, almost. I guess it's off camera a little bit. I don't want to go too far because, again, I don't want to break it off. I am taking a little bit of a risk with this. I should be oversizing it and then sanding it off on the disc sander, but like I said, I don't have the disc sander here, so it's gonna be this way this time. So I'm not doing it properly, for sure. Just as long as we end up with a saddle, that's all I care. So this now enables me to have a lighter touch because this is not being squeezed anymore. I can smell the bone. I could try this. I think you see where I'm going with this. You know, now I just got an idea. I could have tried this at the beginning, right? I could have put this here, clamped it. Yeah, I could have done that. Something to remember for the future. Now I'm barely pushing down. So it did break off, but we were lucky. Okay, it didn't pull any fibers from inside. There's a little bump, okay? And that we can just sand off. Whew. All right, lucky. Let's do it. Oh, the jeweler's saw I'm going to put here, so I remember to put a link. Oh, one viewer left. Yeah, I don't blame the others for leaving. Sorry, guys, I don't have a nice cleavage, nothing to look at. Just fret files and drill bits and things like that. That's all I can show you. I wanted to put another guitar on the bench, the Martin 0017, and I still need to put it on the bench tonight. I told the customer it was going to happen. Well, it might happen. I would love to finish this one tonight. Because this one's been dragging for a while. Sometimes the signal goes away when I touch it. I don't know. Okay, this is a straightforward. So this is the surface I cut. I'm just going to do this. And I do have that little race car thing. I might use it. This is working real fine this way. Just draw a line. And I can monitor the progress. Because it is a little bit convex, okay? You can tell. You can see it, okay? So, like this. Right? So I just sanded off this because it's a little bit convex. That's because the jeweler's saw did bend a little bit. It's slightly flexible. But it's better that it's convex than having it concave. Now I can do this. Just a little bit more. Uh-huh. So, once I shape the saddle, we could be done with this. Just put the strings on and that's it. I don't even know if it works electronically. This guitar never had strings on when I saw it, so when it first came in. I have no idea. Sorry. I'll vacuum this later. Okay, so I put the big vise away. All right. We'll just use the little vise on its own. So here it is. And we have, that's the base side. So this is the back of the saddle. The base side is here. So like that, I'm going to first shape the back, okay? And I'm just going to use this. So this needs to be obviously at an angle because the strings are coming up from behind. And to be honest, it would be good to kind of mark off so I can see what I'm doing. Like this. Focus. All right. So I already shaved off a little bit. So I do it at a 45-degree angle, both sides first, and then we'll round it off with sandpaper. Somehow I was hitting this side more, I think. So okay. My phone is full of dust now. Okay, let's flip it. Yeah, I think this works better than a file for obvious reasons. And again, I'm hitting it here more than on this side. And you can see I'm taking more material off to this side for whatever reason. So okay, now it's better. So we are not going to make a razor sharp line, right? This is good. I'll vacuum it later. And now we just use some sandpaper. I'll start with 400 grit, P400. So this rounds it off. Okay, that's fine. It'll be fine. The guitar will play. And those who worry about the tone, don't worry. It'll be fine. Oh, but will it affect the tone? Yes. Oh my God. What will happen to the tone? I don't know. It'll affect it. We want to hit this. Maybe this time with a file. Okay, let's round it off. Same thing here. And if we're lucky, no more height adjustments on this saddle. We just put the strings on and that's it. Because I already did all the fret work. Now we don't know about this nut. There's always something. Now I don't want to really make this any thinner. So I'm just going to kind of try to hit the part that's past the bridge that's sticking out. Now we could, you know, polish more, you know, go through all the grits and then buff it like a tooth, you know, so it's got like almost like enamel. But I am not going to do it on this project because it's not necessary. It doesn't even match this instrument. It's kind of like a premium option that I actually charge more to do it. So we'll do it on another job. Okay, that's 400 grit. I'm just going to do a 600 and stop. That's 600. I have the little red markings here. So I'm not rounding it off anymore like I did with the 400 grit. I'm just smoothing it out. just scratch removal, which means I think I'm done. Just feeling it if it's smooth. Okay. That should do it. I think. Let's put the strings on. I should go wash my hands, but that would interrupt the continuity of this live stream. So let's just dust them off. Oh, 0 people watching. Not a very interesting project. Most people want to look at electric guitars. I know. The strings are going to be the Dario. Nylon strings. Okay. I don't think I'll be working on that Martin guitar tonight. Man, I really wanted to finish it. I worked on some other guitars today all day long. I wasn't streaming everything. I also worked on that telly that I wasn't streaming the whole thing. But that's not the only guitar I worked on. I've been working all day. What am I looking for? Oh, this. Bone dust gets everywhere. Okay, the strings. Here's a pack. The Dario. Nylon strings. So if we're lucky, we put the strings on, and that's it, and we're done. I don't even know if I have a 9-volt battery to test this. So let's reassemble this thing. Oh, look what I found. This yellow thing is that little piece of modeling clay I used to plug that hole. Okay, so it just came out. That's good. So look at this mess. So this thing, I mean, that's how they made it. So I'm just going to tuck it in like this. There's too much wire. I didn't design it. So this gets plugged into this. And then there's a battery. And the battery holder is right here. And this is close to the battery. What a bad design. Unbelievable. And you can't even move this because they assembled this before they glued the guitar together. Do I even have a 9-volt battery? Let's see. I do. Always test batteries before you use them. Yeah, 9.87 volts. Okay. So I guess I'm going to have to add a battery to the ticket. I better do it now before I forget. Oh, parts, saddle blank. Oh, strap button install. Right. Let's do the battery. 9 volts. 9V. Alkaline battery. Added to the ticket. So strap button. He wants a strap button too. I guess here. We'll do that when he comes, I guess. He's going to have to tell me where. Look at that. So they put a strap button here. No strap button here. I guess it goes here. Where else? I mean, I think this is where I should put the strap button. So look at this now. This is unbelievable how this is made. So now you can really ruin this connection. How the hell they made this? Unbelievable. Look at this. Let's put the camera like this. So this is plugged in now. This is what I just plugged in. So this is where it goes. Plug it in all the way. And now how do I put the battery here, right? The whole guitar is designed like that. Okay, I managed somehow. But you can see this battery is kind of pushing this. There's no other way for this to be installed. Now the plate is going to go back and the screws are going to go back. Now before we do this, it would be a good idea to test, but I'll just put 2 screws to hold the plate. Okay. Yeah, the moment of truth. Does this even work? I hope it works. Yes. It works. I hear crackling. So this transducer is crackling. Well, this is an entirely different problem now. Nothing to do with any of the work we've done so far. So it can be addressed separately. Like I said, I think this guitar needs a completely different transducer anyway. We're not going to attempt to fix this 50-cent transducer. Okay. All right, so I'm aligning the tuning machines. And on a nylon string guitar, I always use the power tool. Because it, it requires so many winds. I would also change these tuning machines. They don't feel good. They feel a little stiff. We have a 12-hole bridge I made. So we can use it as a 6-hole bridge or as a 12-hole bridge. Let me think. Because I might just use it as a 6-hole bridge to reduce the break angle across the saddle a little bit. So now we have this flexibility. Thanks to the 12-hole bridge flexible design. And that's what I think I will do. That's the direction I'm leaning. So this string has this softened thing, right? Soft. Some people put it on the headstock, on the, whatchamacallit, yeah, tuning post. I put it here, around the tie block. So this is a little tricky, I have to admit. So let me look at the break angle. This is plenty of break angle, so I don't need to use it as a 12-hole bridge. I'm going to use it as a 6-hole bridge, which means I'm going to do this. So with a 6-hole bridge, you can see how the string pulls this a little bit, and that's going to protect the saddle, the front of the bridge. I just need to do it the other way around. So a 6-hole configuration reduces the break angle a little bit because of this pull. Okay? I'm just measuring it up. Okay, that's it. Yeah, 6-hole bridge for sure. 6-hole configuration. Okay? And now I just put the string here. So this does not allow me to put the thick string through twice because the hole is very small. So we use the tie method. Or I could enlarge the hole for the E string, but I'm not going to today. Here. Snip. Machine. I like the direction of the string. Okay, we got some more strings to put on. Let's see if it might be easier to start from the back. Yeah, I think so. And we just lift it. Just like that. Ah. Okay. So hopefully everything holds up. Hopefully the bridge doesn't pop off. We have a viewer, one viewer. So this is a live streaming event right now. I am finishing this job. I don't know who's watching, if it's someone that's been here before. I made this bridge. I basically rebuilt this guitar, kind of, parts of it. Because that's what the customer wanted. And hopefully, I just put the strings on, tune the guitar, and we're done. We'll see. I don't like how the D tuner feels. Looks like that pinion gear is a little bit worn. Since the customer invested so much money into this guitar for me to work on, I think he should change the tuning machines. I'm going to tell him. All right. Usually I talk more. But it's, what time is it even? 2 a.m. I already took a nap. I'm not sure if I'm going to put another guitar on the bench tonight. I wanted to record a video for the main channel. I've been meaning to do it. a review of the, oh, come on. This hole is really tight. Always something. I need to enlarge it slightly so I can pass the string through twice. Yeah. This is a, actually a cheaply made guitar, but they don't make them anymore. You can't find them, and this is why the customer wanted it restored. Oh. He really wanted this guitar. There's a Gibson version of it. I had one on the bench once, but things did not work out with the customer, who was actually a friend of mine. That's why I don't like to work for friends. The expectations are always different. Okay, that's decent. And I won't need the drill bits. So, if this works, I'll be wrapping up this project tonight. Should work. I don't see why not. Yeah, I did make this tie block a little bit wider. Maybe I should have made it a little bit narrower. It is what it is now. Okay. One more string after this one. Oh, am I going to have to file the nut? Let me quickly check. It's pretty high. Well, I'm going to have to talk to the customer because that's like a big job. So we already put in quite a few hours on this. So I'm not going to do this tonight. So I'm not sure if this is going to be finished tonight. It looks like not because of the nut. this long enough? Let's make it big longer. Okay, wrap it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it's not going to be finished tonight because I need to discuss this whole thing about the nut with the customer. I got this guitar. It was brought to me without any strings on. So obviously you check the nut when the strings are on the guitar. I mean, there are ways of checking it without the strings, but you know, it's also a project. So the high E string can slip out of the tuning post, especially if the hole is a bit bigger. So I put it through the hole 3 times. No. Yeah, 3 times. Okay. Cooperate, please. That's it. All right, and a little adjustment right there at the bridge. We tuck this in here. We pull it in this direction, snap it behind and cut it. And this we could cut shorter a little bit. Okay. It's all good. Now, put some tension on the strings. This guitar needs new tuners. So I'm going to recommend that he changes the tuners next time he changes the strings. So, just a preliminary kind of like impression. So it's got low action, which is what this guitar wants to have, I think. Yeah. Okay, the saddle is there. Yeah, I really wanted to finish this tonight, but due to the fact that the nut should really be filed down, it is a project, and it is a project that I need to discuss with the customer, so it's terrible. It is a cheaply made guitar, right? So first fret is terrible when you play. Second fret is kind of okay. I almost forgot to put these screws here. Where's the other one? Did I lose it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Made in China, it says here. Yeah. Epiphone. Well, we're not finishing this guitar tonight, and it's really mostly because of the nut. So I am also going to discuss with the customer where he wants me to put the strap button. Do I have a strap button? Yep. One that matches the other one? No, I don't. That's gold hardware. Let me see. Well, I'm looking for a gold one. Okay, I can't find the gold one right now. Oh, this is gold. Is this gold? Not really. So, the strap button, I think, should go here. Right? So, I'm going to take a picture. And I'm going to ask the customer if this is where he wants the strap button to be. Because once we drill, well, then I don't want to be patching anything. I don't see any other logical place to put it. We can't put it here, like on a Les Paul, because it's got these two volume and tone controls. So the only place is there. All right. So I didn't even tune the guitar. It's all right. I just want to wrap it up. Wrap up my live stream. Oh, someone just joined us. So sorry. Oh, they left. Okay, it's back down to 1. No problem. Okay. Friend, 1 viewer. I am going to end this live stream. There will be one more session on this playlist. I guess filing the nut and installing the strap button. Okay. Good night. Thank you very much. Bye.